Hello, welcome back to Loving's Guitar, where I like to talk about guitars. Today, we're going to treat ourselves to witnessing what happens in the midst of a challenge, one versus the other. We have two guitars here. One guitar, this one over here, is the ST1 SPR from Tease Guitars. And this one over here, the seafoam green. I keep on saying surf green. And some other people might choose to say this is like a British racing green. Okay. Well, I've already given these two guitars names, and I'm just going to stick with it, all right? So this one is a Slimy. You know, she kind of reminds me of the color slime, so that's why she's called Slimy. It's an ST62 from Harley Benton. And this one, despite what people call it, they say it could be a British racing green. I'm going to call it Lovely Green, okay? So, Lovely Green versus Slimy. All right. After this, whatever I do on these guitars, then maybe if you stick around to the end of the video, I'll have an opinion on the matter. But until then, we're going to see what happens. Just pay attention, let's say, you know, because I might move around the pickup selector. I might adjust the tone knobs or the volume knob. But you know what? I'm going to leave the microphone off. I'm going to take it off as soon as I start playing. And then we're going to see at the end how I feel about this. And we're going to go through a couple of tones and see what happens. All right? Woo. So there's a... Ooh. Okay, just to keep it fair, I'm going to shut this microphone off so we're not hearing anything bleeding through except... All right, so let's see what happens. Well, all right. Okay. Let's just say that both of these guitars can deliver more than more than a cheap guitar. And then, what is a cheap guitar nowadays? Because the cost of admission, this entry fee into the world of picking up a guitar for the first time, and not worrying so much if you made a poor investment, because is it something you're gonna keep doing? Pick up that particular guitar? Well, in this case, both of these guitars, which let's just say they're both under the $200 range, which is phenomenal. Because, years ago, decades ago, this same amount of funds, $200, couldn't buy you anything. I mean, and the stuff that it would buy you, you'd be hard pressed to bring it to a real recording studio, a real rehearsal studio with your bandmates, and have them look at you like, are you serious now? But nowadays, things are different in that, well, I'm here to tell you, you don't have to pay a lot of money. You do have to pay some attention. You may have to pay with passion and enthusiasm. You may have to invest in this whole world of why you want to pursue playing the guitar in the first place. Okay, so there are differences between these two guitars. Let's point out some differences. both of these, let's start with the similarities. Both of these are S-types, Strati types, wiggle stick varieties, Both of them are two forms of green, okay. Both of them have this, I love the S style, don't you? I mean, why do we have to call it the S style? Can't we call it just Strat copies? Okay, Strati copies, wiggle stick models. All right. So, outside of this still being the $200 under $200 guitar bracket, these two guitars are manufactured in China. One of these, the Harley Benton, is basically this institutionalized version of a great way into the S style via Thomann, or Harley Benton, I should say. This is a Harley Benton model ST62. This is also Strati type, but this one also made in China. Both of these, if set up for to be played, to the best of their abilities, well, they have quite a lot to offer, and then the fight continues, because which is the one that's better for you? I'm not sure what that is for you. I have my own opinions on the matter. Both of these have a very good weight to them. This one here, my Harley Benton, I think this is at 6.5 pounds. And this turned out, this one at 7 pounds, 4 ounces. 7 pounds, 4 ounces, folks, is still a light guitar. And it's actually a good feeling weight of a guitar. This one here at 6.5 pounds, it's definitely easy to play and light on your shoulder. So now the Harley Benton, I would say, and the ST1, very, very similar in playability. Okay, but it took a while to get this guitar up to the par of how this arrived right out of the box. I can't say either of one of them passed the trem test when I first got it. So so I'm not going to judge it on that, because I just believe anything that comes with a wiggle stick is something that has to be personally set up by the player. Moving that that issue away, they both have roasted maple necks. Obviously, you can see the Tease guitar has more of a roasted look to it. This one, the Harley Bentons call it the caramelized. All right. They both have the standardized bridge 6-point trem system. When Harley Benton sent theirs, it comes with the regular saddles and stuff, and pokey bits that can affect the palming, your palming hand over those bridge parts. Whereas the Tease guitar, there ain't no pokey bits, so it's definitely of comfort. The ST62 does not come standard with the string rollers, at least the ones that I got from years ago. See, this is an older version of the ST62. Whereas the Tease guitar, it does come standard with rollers for the instead of string trees. The Tease guitar has a bone nut, whereas the ST62 has a Tusq Nut. Both guitars did not come with the bridge pickup wired to tone control. However, I did that mod. It was a little short jumper that does that. Both of these guitars now have been set up as floaters because, again, it's something that it's a personal issue that if that's what you like, then you do that, and then you set that up. And that's why these two guitars they're competing under the same rules here. I'm gonna extreme, pull and push on the trem, and they both hold tune. The ST62 from Harley Benton did require that I finish it off in terms of like the end of the frets, but not much. It doesn't take much, and of course I polished the frets and everything. I've done the works to this guitar because I love this ST62. It really rocks. The ST1 SPR from Tease Guitar didn't require any finishing of the neck because, first of all, these have ball end frets. The ST1 SPR has ball end frets and highly polished. I mean, just it's like glass. Now, the ST62 from Harley Benton does feature Alnico 5 pickups, if that's a thing that turns you on, the Alnico 5s or that. And the ST1 from Tease Guitars features ceramic pickups. They're saying that these are vintage voiced. I could agree with that. They have a nice lower output quackery to it, which I appreciate much. The ST62 from Harley Benton does not feature any extra cutouts or reliefs. This is very kind of like a standard S style, Whereas the Tease guitar has a lot more extra cutouts here and relief here for the neck, the heel, all this extra stuff here, And it definitely feels great to play. It's very easy. This is just as easy, but it just doesn't have the extra recesses that the Tease guitar has. The ST62 features basswood body, whereas the Tease guitar is a poplar body. They both have the standard, small trem block. But I have no qualms against a small trem block, and I think it's a fallacy that the heavy ones, the brass ones, produce more sustain. Whatever. Okay. Oh yeah, tone wood. Yeah, they're both made of wood, and they both have tone. All right. So, what else can I say? I've been a Harley Benton fan for quite a few years now, and it's only recently that I've been, up in the ante in terms of challenging this thing to see who wants to go against the ST62 from Harley Benton. Well, I don't know if Tease Guitars was prepared to do it, but I did it anyway, and that's what I got going. And here's what I'm about to say. Whatever guitar that you seem to think sounds better, well, you know what? I'm not going to disagree with you. I will say this, though. Now, I've been playing Harley Benton now for a couple of years, and I've been getting quite a thrill from it, just knowing that it cost me peanuts, and it makes me feel good. How about that? This thing landed in my vicinity recently, and I have to be honest with you, I've been playing it quite a lot. I've set it up a little extra more for my, trem ways of doing things. But let's just cut to the chase. So, what are the real differences other than I just named you a couple of differences here, but what makes Tease guitars a little extra special is that whereas I had to do a lot more finishing touches on a Harley Benton ST62, and I'm grateful. It didn't trouble me. it was worth all the extra time I put into it because it delivers now an exceptional experience. This guitar, really, I did not have to do anything except for adjust the nut here because it was pinching when I was using the trem. But once I solved that, and then I readjusted the springs behind, and I made this into a complete floater, well then I could then finally get to see how it shines. And shine it does. And so I'm thrilled to say that yes, I do have an opinion on the matter. Yeah, so I'm going to say that, yeah, I do like the Tease guitar ST1 SPR better. It is an overall better experience. I think in terms of being, if this was your your first guitar, or you're new to guitar enough so that, but yeah, that you haven't actually adjusted your guitar much, it's good to know that this guitar comes already with the intonation set, string height set, a lot of the stuff that a beginner might be hesitant about having to adjust. So this makes a great entry into Strats or guitars. Now for me, of course, it did require me to finish one little aspect, and like as I mentioned before, it was just the nut. But then after that, and that just literally took minutes. And now it's a beast. It really is. So, is it worth it? I think so. And actually, the guitar is worth it. I mean, the ST62 comes in at about under $150, I believe, and the Tease guitar, $179. But if you know. Sure, there might be a few cents here, dollars I should say, that you could save on either one of these, but the overall value that I get is tremendous, and it doesn't matter which one of these guitars. Personally, I've been playing Slimy, and it's been I'm not ever afraid to pick this girl up and go crazy on her whammy bar. I love this ST62, but I gotta be honest with you, these guitars does feel like it. The ante's been upped, so they have upped the ante. So good for you, these guitars. And let's not forget, look at the green, folks. Check out this green. Is this green fantastic? Yeah, I'm calling it lovely green, and I'm sticking to that. All right. Folks, thanks for watching. If you found any sort of value out of that, well, then hit the like button. If you have a guitar like the Tease ST1 or an ST62 from Harley Benton, let me know. Let me hear your remarks. Let me hear your thoughts on this. And you could be a dedicated Harley Benton fan, and I totally understand that because I'm pretty much on that same camp too. But I haven't been so closed off to not allow anything else to challenge it. And challenge it has. So, last note, yes, I do have an opinion on the matter. I guess you can tell I'm quite impressed with the Tease ST1 SPR. And no, you don't have to take out these pickups because they're ceramic. You know, it's a different type of quackery. You know, not all guitars are supposed to sound the same. God forbid that they do. This is cool. I would leave it, I think, just as is. I don't really think I need to change pickups on this. I like the pickups on this. It's different enough so that I can play with it. And what I didn't really do, as I did on some others, that Oh yes, this guitar actually, um, when you tone it down the volume, oh, it's just so beautiful. So like, let's just, I'm gonna put up the distortion again. So that's at 100 or 10. When I bring it down to 8. Oh man, that sounds. Back to 8. All right, so let's just I think we could end it here. I think you got some of the gist of what I'm trying to say here. I think either way, there isn't a bad choice here. For those people who are devoted fans of the Harley Benton ST62, I totally understand, because it only takes just a small amount of extra finishing, maintenance, and sort of that extra personalized stuff that one should do. But once you get that done and dialed in, man, the ST62 is kind of really hard to beat as just a guitar. I was gonna say beginner guitar, entry level guitar, cheap guitar, low price guitar, affordable. It's just a freaking guitar, period. All right. And the ST1 from Tease Guitars is the same thing too. Absolutely worth the money, because you can spend your money on a lot of bullshit that doesn't deliver anything, and yet these two guitars do. And with a little effort, they even deliver more than what you were expecting. They definitely punch higher than their price. And for me, they deliver a sense of connection. And, well, isn't that the point? Because if you're not getting a connection with your guitar, then chances are you didn't get your value. And you're not getting your time. And it's not giving you much because of that. And you kind of get a reminder. On the other hand, I get a lot from these. It definitely exceeded my expectations, both of these guitars. But I'm going to say this right now, that of course, in my personal opinion, the Tease guitar. And it's not just because of the color green, because, I mean, look at this color green. I mean, this is lovely, but seriously, folks. This is it's a good feeling guitar all the way. Anyway, thanks for watching. Alrighty, folks. See you the next time I get all choked up.